So during the early 90s, I didn't play much for D&D. I did play a lot before 1990, and then I took a little bit of break, and I didn't get back into the RPGs until probably 95, 96. And at that point, I wasn't really looking for these cards, and I've just recently discovered them, and I was able to find them on eBay. They were actually run pretty cheap sometimes. I got this set for around 10 bucks. 1993, this is like one of the more complete 495 card complete sets. And it contains all the regular cards. So there is booster cards that you can get for these. And those usually have like more of the unique hologram kind of things. It is in its own box, and when you open them up, you get a whole shellac of cards. I flipped up a couple because just to make it easier for me to show what's actually in these boxes. But with how Pathfinder has their new face cards, this is predates it long before that. And when you start going through it, these are all magic weapons that you could probably or mundane items or anything that you might find in the game, and you can use these as item cards. And when you flip them over, like for example, here is Aziza's Scimitar. So if they find this in the game, you can actually pass this card to them, and now they can add that to their character sheet. But it also gives you an example of what it does in the back. Aziza's 209 of 495 cards. Magical Scimitar is a +3 weapon in all respects with some additional powers. It functions as sort of dancing, except that its cycles last for every 3 rounds. So it has that for all kinds of items that you could find in the game. Granted, it is for Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 2nd Edition. What I'm hoping for is maybe with a little bit of adjustment, they could be used for 5th edition. What's these that I've separated? Oh, NPC cards. So when you're actually going through here, human warrior, human wizard, human warrior, human wizard, half elf. So these are NPCs. Okay. So these are create your own NPC cards. The NPC cards that pre-made are coming up. But on here, if you need a human paladin, so you have this. You can write your own personal stats in the back, and now you have your own first face card. And it's the same thing with... well, that's a monster. But these, if you play Greyhawk at all, or at least a setting, it tells about the capitals. These are all the arms, so it gives you a little bit. So if you go into, if you're playing the game and you see someone that has this crest, and on a successful knowledge check or whatever, you can actually pass them this card and they can read the back like, oh yeah, it's from Viscounty Verbonic or the Free City of Greyhawk, and it'll give you a little bit of extra flair that you can add to the game. Now what are these? Okay, these are the NPCs. So if you need to come up with a quick thief, so here's Nox Herenda that you meet in the game. You show this to your players, and now they have a face to go with the NPC that they found. And on the back, it gives you a little bit of stats and stuff, so if your PCs end up fighting them or becoming jerks or becoming friends or even becoming henchmen, but it will tell you 5th and 11th thief, illusionist, armor class, but it's still with the old THACO. But I saw there is ways to convert THACO and armor class to modern 5th. But anyway, alignments, a little bit of background, and that goes with all kinds of NPCs that that you may need to add to your game. And for $10, that's a lot of pre-made NPCs, in which a little bit of converting could save you a lot of work. And then monster cards. So if you go in to fight the white, so you need a card for it. Remember, this is 2nd edition, so it has Thaco, which you would have to adjust. Movement. There's a little bit of adjusting that you would have to do. But it's neat to see that these are some of the original face cards and creature cards that came out long before Pathfinder did. And most of these that you can find in the monster manuals, of course, but Owlbear, that's funny. And actually, I sat down and I actually pulled out the new monster manual and I compared the 5th to these. There's a few things that need to be adjusted for sure. Like the hit dice is pretty close and movement is definitely wrong. But with that conversion, the Thaco gets it up to really close and the damage is pretty similar. It all comes down to if you're a creative person and you can actually find those adjustments and make it work. But if you've been looking around at adding some flair or something strange to your game, something that might come in handy, and if you don't mind doing a little bit of work and doing the adjustments, look into getting these. Excellent. Thanks for checking them out. Thanks very much.